Shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. So this video is going to be a quick hit. I'm gonna be starting a series called breaking Christian fables or disproving Christian fables. And my videos are gonna be quick hits. Maybe 10 minutes tops, 5 minutes. So today's topic is going to be disproving another Christian fable or Christian belief, disproving Christian beliefs. Because really this is a video for all of our people that might be, or for the jakes that are in the churches that might be of the elect, because the elect have to be sealed before we can get up out of here, man. Hence why we make these videos, also to work out our own salvation. But something that's widely believed in the Christian community is that Adam and Eve were the only two people on the planet, which is just dumb, downright dumb. It makes no sense for Adam and Eve be the only two people on the planet, and I'm going to prove why that doesn't make sense and explain why that doesn't make sense as I go through the scriptures here real quick. All right, so I'm gonna start off in Genesis, and okay, I'm gonna start off at verse Genesis 1:20, and it says, "And Yahweh said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament, of heaven. And Yahweh created great whales, every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and Yahweh saw that it was good." So here's the point. "And Yahweh blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the sea, and let the fowl multiply the earth." So basically, the Most High, this was, and even the morning were the fifth day. So this was the fifth day. The Most High created the whales, the animals, the birds, and also the insects and every living thing, including us being human beings. All right. The key word here. That's why you gotta look up your words, because the key word here says, "And Yahweh said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life." The moving creature that have life. Are not human beings creatures that have life? We're human beings that have life. So therefore, we are also called creatures. Now, when you look up that word creature or look up the word creature on the online etymology dictionary. Okay, so it says late 13th century, anything created. That's it, man. That's all you need. Anything that's created is a creature. The word creature means to create. It says anything created, also living being. We're living beings. From Old French creature. It says from late Latin creature, creatura. Slack it. I'm mispronouncing the Latin. My Latin is not good at all, so slack it for that. It says thing created. So we're creatures that were created. So therefore, the Most High didn't only make the animals, the animals of the world, but He also made human beings as well. Okay. Now, as we read further down, it says, verse 26, "And Yahweh said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them." So there was creatures, there's animals, and human beings on the planet. All right. And so the Most High was talking to the angels and Yahweh Shai, and he said, and Yahweh said, "Let us make man in which shows you that it wasn't the most. That also is that's deep right there. That shows you that it wasn't God who created the heavens and the earth. It was Yahweh Shai alongside with the angels, which at that time the angels that were with them were the elect, the 144,000. That's another video in itself, but that's that. It says, and Yahweh said, "Let us create man in our image, after our likeness." Okay, so there was humans there was creatures, but they weren't in the likeness of the Most High. It says, "And let them have dominion over the fish, over the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created he him, male and female created he them. So this is already done. So this would be on the sixth day. All right, this would be on the sixth day. Because the day before that was the fifth day. So this will be on the sixth day that the Most High created man and woman in His likeness, which those men and women in His likeness were spiritually Israel. At this time, we weren't the name Israel wasn't given to us yet. That's later on through Jacob fighting the angel. So that right there, this is before Adam and Eve. This is the first chapter of Genesis. He had already created man and woman. It says, so Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image of Yahweh created he him. Male and female created he them. Okay, so they were already, that's strike one. They were already, or strike two. They were already created. Man and woman were already created before Adam and Eve. So the first strike that was when we looked up the word creatures, it says anything created, anything living. We are creatures that are living. We were also created. Strike one. Strike two. Adam and Eve, the Most High already had made man in His likeness, both male and woman. And now when you read here, okay, so it says verse 28, and Yahweh blessed them, and Yahweh said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish and over the sea and over the fowl of the air and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. So when you skip further down, in chapter 2 it talks about the Lord created. I'll just read it actually. It says, where is it here? Okay, so it says, Genesis chapter 2 verse 5, or Genesis chapter 2 verse 6, but there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord Yahweh power formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Now, what's the breath of life? Okay, well, let's go to the Apocrypha real quick. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 24, and it reads, I'm going to get right to the point. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh. So wisdom is the breath. And what's the wisdom? His knowledge, statute, and commandments. All right. So that's why. So the Most High breathed the breath of life into Adam, which was the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of His word. Okay, and it says, so 25. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her. So that was the breath of life that was given to Adam. That's why before the commandments were created, for example, I think it was Joseph, when he was when the Pharaoh's wife wanted to sleep with him, he instantly ran. It said that he instantly ran away. Now, the commandments weren't created then yet. So how would he know that sleeping with another man's woman is wrong? That he was doing, that he would be committing adultery, because like I said, like I read in Genesis chapter 2, the breath of life was Yahweh breathed the breath of life into Adam, which is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of or the understanding of His word. So he knew through his inward parts that sleeping with another man's wife would be is committing adultery. You see. So when you go further in, here's my last point. Now, and see, you Christians, man, you guys are just you're bugged out, man. You're bugged the fuck out. You know, part of my language, but it's just sometimes it's astonishing how bugged out the Christian community is, because you guys read over so much food, and really it just goes back to the Most High not opening up your mind to the truth. But that's exactly what's happening. That's why we're able to cut everything you say, because what you have is not the full truth. All right. So when you read here in that's what anyways when you read here in okay, so in as far as Christian beliefs go, it was Adam and Eve, then Cain and Abel, and then Cain killed Abel. So now you have three people on the planet. There was four, now you only have three people on the planet. Okay, so just to summarize that story, now when I read, okay, so it says, okay, so it says, this is Genesis chapter 4, verse 10. And he said, "What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now thou art cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond that shalt thou be in the earth." And that's why Esau spiritually is as a fugitive and a vagabond upon the earth, man, going all the way back to Cain, because Cain was dark skinned then, but the spirit of Cain is the same spirit of Esau. If you understand reincarnation, Cain is Esau in the reincarnation, just like uh, uh, um, um, Abel would be Jacob in the reincarnation. All right, if you're able to receive it. So and that's so what my point was. That's why these devils, they have no home on the earth. So all they do is roam the earth and steal, rape, and rob from other people, other nations. Because from when you go back to the curses, that's a curse on them, man. All right, that's why they were pushed in the Caucasus Mountains, and then from there they rose up into power, and now they have America. They have different military bases in different other nations' land. So that's when you don't have a place to live anywhere on the earth. Excuse me. The only choice you have is to rob somebody else's land, so you have a place to live. Okay, so when you go further down, this is what so anyways, I'll just read verse 14 or verse 13. It says, "And Cain said unto the Lord Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face I shall be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. It shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him. That mark was later on put on Esau, which is that white skin they have, man, that pale skin of theirs. All right, it says, or red, actually, red skin, but they're not actually white. They're red, pink. You so-called white people, which are the you so-called white people, according to the Bible, are the devil, because you're the sons and daughters of Cain, even of Esau, but even going further back of Cain. You all have the same spirit. All right. So verse 16. This is the point, man. This is the point that every Christian misses here. Remember, Abel, or Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel, 4 people. Cain killed Abel. Now there's only 3 people on the planet, and the Lord is now sending Abel away from the garden. So it says, or Cain away from the garden. Or not from the garden, because Adam and Eve already pushed out the garden. But we're sending is putting a curse on Cain to be a fugitive and a vagabond. So verse 17, and Cain. So it says, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord Yahweh and dwelt in the land of Nod, and the east, on the east of Eden. And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he built a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. So if there was only 3 people on the planet, according to you Christians, how the hell did Cain find himself a wife? You know, that's all you got to ask them, and that's it. That verse right there just proved that it was only Adam and Eve on the planet. So with that, anyways, that was it, man. I was trying to make this thing quick. So hopefully this was edifying. Hopefully you know now that it wasn't just Adam and Eve that were on the planet. There were multiple people on the planet, but the Lord chose certain people from these people that He created to be His own. All right, to be His own chosen people. Hence why He breathed the breath of life only through Adam. He didn't say He breathed the breath of life in every creature's nostril, just Adam's nostril, and through Adam's line, Israel would be established. Hence why Israel is the only nation that the Most High has been dealing with since day one, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna close. I want to say Ka Halal Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai, which is to say all praises and glory to the Most High and His Son in the Hebrew, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the elect, pushing this word in truth and sincerity, and death and destruction to this wicked kingdom and you 2/3 Israelites. All right, Shalom.